Hey guys, and welcome to my stimulus package update and stimulus check update. Wow, I haven't said those words in so long. I want you guys to know that I missed you more than you missed me, and I'm happy I'm back here for you with another video just to give you my perspective on everything that's been going on.
These prices of gas here in the US, the highest that I have ever seen them. The national average here is $4 a gallon. On the average, of course, in California, they're over $5 a gallon. And just a month ago, they were $3.43. So they've gone up 57 cents in 1 month because of Russia, because of the Russian war. There's nothing else that has happened in the last month. Price of oil just skyrocketing. And if we stop buying Russian oil, it's going to go up even more. It's going to go up even more. But that might be what we have to do. But maybe they can compensate the American people with anti-inflationary checks. We have several states actually doing this, considering doing this, and proposing doing this. If you've been watching my channel, you know this. There's a lot of different states that are sending out stimulus checks or proposing stimulus checks to give money back to their residents right now to deal with inflation and to deal with the rising price of gas and the rising price of everything right now because of how bad it is right now. And it's going to be getting worse because look at what gas has done in the last month. And when gas goes up, the price of everything goes up because they have to ship everything to the stores. They have to ship milk to the stores. They have to ship eggs to the stores. They have to ship bread to the stores. They have to ship shoes and clothing to the stores. So unfortunately, that's not going to get better, but they should be using our stimulus dollars to help the people out in need right now. That's what stimulus dollars is for. Remember, there's $800 billion of stimulus money that's already approved that they could use for this on the federal level, not just state money. I just resent this out yesterday to our lawmakers and to the president here on Twitter. There's $800 billion of stimulus money already approved that is just sitting there. You can use half of this money to send out a forced stimulus check out to the people in need now. This won't add debt or inflation because it's already been approved. I tagged the President of the United States, Vice President Bernie Sanders, AOC, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and I tagged a whole bunch of other senators and representatives, Ron Wyden, a whole bunch of the Senate Finance Chairman, all sorts of other people here in the following comments here. And this is exactly what they need to do to help compensate people for this incredible inflation that people are dealing with right now. And this is exactly what stimulus dollars are for, to help people in need right now. And there's $800 billion of stimulus money that's already been approved that's just sitting there. So I'm here as a voice for you guys, sending this out to the president, to the vice president, to people, to members of Congress, and to the senators who have been elected to help out people of the United States. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Right now, the echo chambers are laser focused on Ukraine, which means a lot of other things get overlooked. Police brutality is still very much an issue. There are still viral video clips of people getting abused. Voter suppression, as we've talked about, is still very much an issue. So I think what the American people want to know, especially as it's a midterm year and the Democrats go out there and ask for another chance to maintain control of the legislative branch, is what can Congress get done? Voter legislation has died. Police reform has died. And so when you ask the American people to trust you again, what is it that you're offering?
Yes, very good point. We are about to unveil a slate of executive actions, the Congressional Progressive Caucus will, that address all of these different areas. I want to be clear, it's not going to be as good as legislation, but we have to cancel student debt. We have to do, there are some things we can do around criminal justice from an executive perspective. The Department of Justice can do them. We need to make sure we're bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. We can do that through margin rights. We need to take on climate change. These are executive actions that can happen with this president. But in addition, I have not given up on passing a bill that takes on climate change, that addresses childcare, that cuts that makes the tax system more fair and that cuts the cost of prescription drugs. I believe that something like that is possible. We're going to continue to push on it. But at the end of the day, Tiffany, just really quickly, this is what we have to remember. If it were easy, it would have been done. And there is nobody in the history of civil rights in the world that stopped when we came up against barriers. So we need bigger majorities in the House and the Senate if we're really going to be able to deliver on some of the things we need to deliver on.
So Pramila Jayapal said that she's going to be, or they're going to be unveiling some executive actions there. She didn't say what they were, but that's interesting. So yeah, that'll be very, very interesting to see what happens there. We've had a lot of Democrats, including Pramila Jayapal herself, that have been calling on President Biden to pass stimulus measures through executive action. So there's been a lot of Democrats calling for that. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. I think that there's going to be a lot of action here this year before the election. A lot of Democrats like Bernie Sanders, who's not really a Democrat, he's an independent, but he's kind of a Democrat. He votes with the Democrats, says that they're going to have to do a lot of big things before the election. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here with this new Build Back Better package, which might be called Made in America, what they do with that, what they do with executive action, executive orders, what they do with canceling student loan debt, with student loans are going to be restarted here at the end of next month. April 30th is the last day where everybody with federal student loans are just going to have to start repaying on them on May 1st. April 30th will be the last day for payment pause. So it'll be interesting what happens there. I think they've been paused for like 2 years now, from former President Donald Trump and Biden. So it's been a long, long time. That's been a stimulus measure that a lot of people have benefited from. There's like 40-some million Americans that have student loans, and they haven't had to pay on them for like 2 years or over 2 years. So that has helped a lot of people, but at some point they're going to have to start paying on them again, and that's going to suck for a lot of people, because a lot of people that's like another car payment, or I mean, everybody's payments are different, but yeah. And I know that we go back to that story from this guy on Twitter. He says, "I'm 27 years old. I have $120,000 in student loan debt from an undergraduate degree. I've been paying $970 a month for 5 years, almost $1,000 a month. Think about that. That's a whole house payment. It's like a whole rent payment, right? In fact, for some people, it's more than their rent payment. So I've been paying $970 a month for 5 years, and he's of the nearly $60,000 he's paid in that time, only $2,000 has gone towards his loan or towards his principal. So he's paid almost $58,000 in interest and only $2,000 in principal. And he asks, how is this even legal? Hashtag cancel student loan debt. President Biden has said he is willing to cancel potentially up to $10,000 of student loan debt. But you can see why student loan debt is so bad for so many people, because he's paid $60,000 and only $2,000 of it has gone to principal. And there's so many people that struggle with this. 40-some million people, adults, that have student loan debt. And many of them aren't even in college anymore. They're just fully out there. And many people, there's actually a lot of people that actually are near or in retirement that still have student loan debt. It's literally crazy, And you think that these are people that took out these loans when they were 18 years old. 18 years old, and life's probably very different for them now. Who knows if they're even using those degrees? Life, who knows what has happened with life. And I think that if and when they cancel more student loan debt, remember they did about $11 billion of student loan debt last year. They've already done some mostly with people with disabilities, people that had their schools defraud them and their schools closed on them, and people in the public student service forgiveness programs. They've already had some student loan forgiveness programs that have been forgiven this year as well. I'll keep you up to date on that. But they're pushing to do $10,000 of student loan for everybody, or even up to $50,000. A lot of Democrats want. But I think that if and when they do that for everybody, then I think there'll be a big push to do other types of debt forgiveness for the people who didn't get that $10,000 or more. And they could do that as well. They could do it through a stimulus package, or they could just do it if there's other things that the government can do, even just forgive it. Like the student loan debt forgiveness that's owned by the government, which is about 95%. They don't even need the debt that they've already forgiven on student loans. They just forgive it. They don't even need it to pass it through Congress because the government owns it. They just forgive it. So other money they could forgive, tax debt forgiveness, and a lot of mortgage debt forgiveness is actually owned by the government, okay? So that can be just forgiven. And also they could do credit card debt forgiveness, medical debt forgiveness, and just regular debt forgiveness, but that would have to be done through a stimulus package. So they can do that because they're literally doing billions of dollars of student loan debt forgiveness as well.
Alright guys, this is all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really missed you. Hopefully I'll see you here again very, very soon. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything we talked about here in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all. Please hit the like button on the video, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notifications bell to be notified that whenever I publish new videos for you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.